everyone. Welcome to the Red Room. We are back to the list. Today we're going to talk about our 10 favorite authors, not books, because that would be impossible. But first, Miguel, do you want to talk about something? I know I want you to remember people, and me, of course, about our review raffle.
Yes, so until the end of this month, if you write a review and publish it, of course, it could be on Lulu, it could be on Amazon or itch.io. Um, you will be included in our raffle for one book of your choice, any of our books, and so yeah, right. That's just a paragraph. You can write more if you want to, but the paragraph will be enough. Of course, remind us by message or email that you wrote that review, because unless you do that, we won't know that you did a,
Mhm.
a review. So that's it. You still have what, 10 days, 9 days,
Mm,
something like that.
yes.
So it's enough. It's enough to write a paragraph, I think. Okay, now about the top 10. First, I'm going to say that this is not exactly my top 10. I excluded two authors because they are Portuguese and you won't know them. And if you even if you knew them, which is very
Okay.
unlikely,
You excluded the Portuguese, then I think I probably would also exclude.
I excluded because you won't. I could recommend, but then you wouldn't be able to find the books anyway. Just so this is my top 10, not English language, because there are some authors here that are not originally in English language, but they are famous enough that you can find their books if you want to. So that's just that information about this. Also, that I had a different approach to this list, movie wise and TV wise. My choices were stuff that I could watch anytime. Uh, I consider those my favorites, even though there are better uh, movies and TV shows. In this case, it's not because reading a book is not the same thing as watching a movie. So it doesn't mean that these authors I would just pick up a book and read it. But these are they have all their place in my reading history. So that's why they were included in the top 10. There, I also included three honorable mentions. I could include many more, of course, but that's it. 10, and I'm going to
Five honorable
read them
honorable
in
mentions because
order.
this was a bit hard for me.
Yeah, well, I guess I could have added more. Maybe I will add more now. They are ordered, but I think the order is always a bit subjective, and it would change according to day and month and year probably. So don't I don't really care about the order. These 10 are all in my top 10 favorite list, and I'm going to mention them in order because we have to order them in some in
Mhm.
some way. So you can start with your honorable mentions.
Okay, so my honorable mentions are a bit of a mess. Uh, I added here two
Right.
authors that I read a lot, but now I will not. I probably will not be able to read them again. One, it's a guilty pleasure, and I had to include it, and it's the only woman in the list. Anne Rice. Okay, I did read a lot, a lot of her books when I was growing up. I don't think I would be able to read them anymore, but I think it'll make sense to mention. In the same sense, and now for something completely different, Paul Auster. I really, really, really used probably was one of my favorite authors, but now because I probably think he would be woke as fuck. Of course he
Yes.
was, though we're not sure.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be able to read him again. Though I
If you,
did read the New York trilogy not that long ago, and I could read it.
I don't remember the last time I read Paul Auster. It was years ago, and yeah, well, in the meantime, he died, so he didn't write anything, and he wasn't writing anything
Mhm.
during his last years alive.
So I
But
have
yeah,
three other on the honorable mentions. Arthur Conan Doyle, because obviously Sherlock Holmes. William Gibson, and Bret Easton Ellis.
Doyle and Gibson made it to my list, but that will be mentioned later. Okay, so now for my 3 honorable mentions. William Burroughs. It's very hard to read and very crazy, but I couldn't leave it out of the list because, well, I like the craziness of it.
I was
I
going to
don't,
put it, but I already had too many. So I was
yeah,
like, okay, I'm going to leave William Burroughs out.
I doubt that I will ever read Burroughs again, but he deserves to be on an honorable mention at least. Then there's a guy that he wrote. He didn't write many books, but he wrote one that I like a lot. Joseph Heller. He wrote Catch 22. The other books I read one or two more. I didn't like them at all, but I think I liked Catch 22 so much that he deserves an honorable mention just because of that. Also because it's a little bit crazy, right?
Mhm.
And then there's another one, H.P. Lovecraft. He couldn't make it to my top 10, no way. But well, if it didn't exist, Call of Cthulhu, the role playing game, wouldn't exist,
Mhm.
and I think that's enough to include him.
And a lot of horror that films and other books would not
Yeah.
exist.
So yeah, it's not really because I like his style or his stories, but he had some influence all over the place. So I think he deserves the honorable mention. Okay, now for the top 10. You can start with your number 10.
So on number 10, my number 10 is Andrew Cleveland. He just made it to the list recently, so that's it's only number 10.
He's on my list as well, but the place on the list is a bit
It's higher.
kind of yeah. Let's say yeah. Well, I will use the same your reasoning as well. Let's put him on number 10 as well because yeah, it was recently added. I had never heard about him until I started watching his podcast. Um, well, I guess maybe I had heard about him because he was working on Hollywood in Hollywood years ago, but I probably didn't pay enough attention. Some of the movies he wrote I liked a lot, but I don't think I knew his name. Now about his books, they are not terrific, but they are very entertaining and
Mhm.
yeah, and I like the style. I'm not really a
They
big
are
fan of thrillers, but I like his ones.
Yeah, I love thrillers, but I try to pull on my pseudo intellectual, and I didn't have a lot of thriller writers in the list. Then this could be a bit of a different list. But I also like his nonfiction very much.
Yeah, actually, the this book that we read recently, uh, what's it? Something in beauty and literature.
Uh, yes, now I don't remember the name, of course, because we are awful with this, and I cannot check on the phone because if not, I will lose the
No,
internet.
anyway,
It's one of my
the,
favorites for the. We'll put it in the comments. It's one of my favorites for this year so far, actually.
yeah, but that one is very interesting and very well written. Probably in terms of style, it's probably better than his fictional prose. Perhaps he's better at writing non-fiction than fiction, maybe. But anyway, it's his his books are very entertaining. Okay, ninth.
Ninth. Uh, this logic is a bit like I said, whatever. On ninth, I think I think I'm placing Hemingway. Hemingway is an author that I hated because I was made to read The Old Man in the Sea on the ninth grade.
Actually,
But then when
I liked it. The Old Man and the Sea.
but I read it in Portuguese.
Hemingway is not on. Okay, that's different. Hemingway is not on my list, but he could be an honorable mention. So I can now go back and say, okay, Hemingway is
Spans,
an
yeah.
honorable.
But let me just say a little bit, because I mean, I didn't like it because I mean, The Old Man and the Sea is not a good book for a 14-year-old,
No,
especially in
definitely.
Portuguese. When I read it later on, I did like it, and then of course I didn't read Hemingway for a long time because bullfighting and machismo and blah blah blah. But when I read it, it became one I really liked it, so it became one of my favorite authors.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so it's my turn
Your
now.
number 9,
My
yes.
number 9 is Umberto Eco. Uh, though I probably only really like a couple of his books and some of his anthologies of chronicle anthologies. Um, well, yeah, that's it. Not, I don't have much to say about it, really.
It's on my list also, but it's a bit higher up because I'm just writing it. So it's two places up.
Okay, so let's go up to number 8. What is your number 8?
My number 8 is Clive Barker.
Is also on my list, but
It could be higher, but at the same time, well, Books of Blood are some of my favorites. But at the same time, some of his other books are just too long
yeah, most of his
and
novels
annoy me because of that. Yeah.
are terribly, terribly long, and sometimes it's terrible. It's actually terrible because most of those pages you could have just edited out and just
Yeah.
they, they don't add anything to the story. So my hate place 8, not hate, is Bram Stoker. Mostly because of Dracula, but I liked Dracula enough to include Bram Stoker on the list. So,
Mm.
shh, be quiet, the cat. Okay, number 8.
So
It is. So let's go
my
up to number.
my number 7 is Umberto Eco. So tell me what is yours.
Mine is Clive Barker.
Okay, so we switched.
Yeah. Yeah, basically that's what we said. Hellbound Heart and the Books of Blood. But the Books of Blood are so many stories that it's basically the same thing as I don't know what 5, 6 books. They are divided in 6 books, so basically they are 6
Mhm.
books. Yeah, that's I think it's enough to place him on this top 10 list. Then obviously Clive Barker has also influenced me a lot in terms of my tastes in horror. So it goes beyond his literary work into cinema and also role playing games.
I'm gonna make a joke. It is the influence on our tasting man.
No, not that.
Okay. Number 6.
Yes,
So I put Dostoevsky here. I mean, I only read 3 of his books. He didn't because they are very long, but I really, really like it. And the more I read, the more I like him. And I don't read more because the books are so long and they take so I read Crime and Punishment, The Idiot, and the Karamazov brothers. And now I want to read Crime and Punishment again this year.
I've only read Crime and Punishment. I think I started reading something else. Or maybe I even read something else. None of those. I think I tried starting The Idiot, but I didn't finish it. And I read something. I can't remember what. But yeah, I don't like it enough. This is not the top 10 of best authors. It's a top 10 of favorites. So if it
Yeah.
was a top 10 of best authors, yeah, Dostoevsky would have to make it into this list. Kafka as well, and I'm not including Kafka. I'm not even.
Yeah, I also didn't. I didn't include it, Kafka. Yeah.
I'm not even going to honorable mention him because yeah, it's he's. I like the books, but will I ever read Kafka again? I doubt it. I doubt it. But he was very influential for other
Yeah.
writers as
For me,
well. And
I think I'm another Dostoevsky face, a slow face. That's why a bit is here. So what is your number 6?
okay, so for me it's William Gibson. Mostly because of his early works, his later works, which are in cyberpunk. They are in modern times, and yeah, they are readable, but not really enjoyable. I wouldn't read those again. I would probably read Neuromancer again and Mona Lisa on steroids and All Tomorrow's Parties. Also because, again, some of these authors are here because they had an influence on other things, and obviously Gibson on movies and also role playing games. So it's more about the influence than how much I enjoy reading books. And in this case, they are enjoyable anyway.
Yeah.
Let's go one step ahead. And
Five. Yes.
yes,
Edgar Allan Poe.
cool is higher up on my list. But if you want to say something about him,
I
you
mean,
can.
for me, it's in five because I haven't read it for a long, long time. But it was a very important author for me because I read it for the first time. I don't know. I was 14. I probably was too young to read Poe, and again, it was in Portuguese, so it's not the best. But it influenced me. Those creepy stories. Uh,
Yes, same as me. I started reading Poe when I was a teenager, and obviously the first time I read Poe, it was in Portuguese. But then I read his full works in English several times, except poetry. I didn't read
I
poetry. Well,
tried, but
I read it, but I didn't enjoy the poetry. Except for there are a couple of cases that I like.
I don't think I can enjoy poetry in English. I mean, I know you're going to say you don't enjoy poetry at all, but I can enjoy poetry in Portuguese. But in English, it's a bit, if it's a letter of a song, then it's different. You can enjoy it when you are, but reading poetry in English, it's not something that I don't think my English is good enough,
The Raven
especially written like.
is quotable, so that's good enough.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't think I'm going to read Poe again so soon. But I think I will read it again if I don't die in the meantime. Um, so my turn, right?
Number five.
My number five is Kurt Vonnegut,
Mhm.
another author who I haven't read in a while, but I really enjoyed some of his books, and they are funny, they are clever, they are weird. Mother Night probably is one of my favorites. Slaughterhouse, of course. What else? Well, these two are good
Cat
enough.
Cradle
Cat's Cradle, yeah.
is higher in my list, but is there.
Okay, so your turn now.
Now I'm lost.
Number four.
Number four. Oh, I do realize I had one thing less.
You're missing an author. Okay, so you can just
Yes, related, so I'm missing an author.
add
So you
one.
can just say, what is your number four?
You can add one of yours up, and then number four was. You have to
Exactly.
one of your honorable mentions now made it to the list at
Yes,
number 10.
that is hard. Okay, yes.
Okay.
Let's say that William Gibson made it to the list.
My number four is Arthur Conan Doyle, another author that I read when I was a teenager. But in this case, I believe the first time I read it was in English. It was probably the first things I've read in English. Well, not the first things. I mean, the first books I read
Mhm.
were not actual books, but short stories. Sherlock Holmes short stories. And it's another author that I probably won't read again. But still, this is also the nostalgia factor always comes into place here. So Conan Doyle is also on my list. Next, number three.
Number three, Arturo Pérez Reverte.
He made it to number two on my list. This one is one of those non-English language authors, but it's very likely that you know him. He wrote all the Captain Alatriste novels, which I guess are kind of famous. They were translated. And there's a movie that I
He
would
wrote
recommend.
the Dumas Club that was adapted to Ninth Gate.
And I'm still trying to convince people to read the Alatriste novels, and I think you should. If you like fantasy, this is not really fantasy, but it's better because it's real. It's well, it's not. It's fantasy in the way that
Well, I
it
mean,
didn't
if
have
you like sword,
fiction.
I mean, it's what's the word for that? For that, I mean, cape and sword literature,
Yep, adventure, pulp,
like the
whatever.
Musketeers, exactly. So it's like
Yeah,
the Spanish
he's,
version of the Three Musketeers.
yeah, he was very influenced by Dumas, so he has other books that were also in the same
Yes.
style.
Queen of the Queen of the South. It's influenced by Dumas, but it takes place in the actuality, and the Fencing Master, yeah,
Dancing Master is
and
also,
others.
yeah, there are some other historical novels that are quite good. But he also has other things, modern day stuff, that horror, kind of thriller. So I would recommend if you never read, but start with Alatriste. I think those are his best novels. Okay, so number two now, or it's my
Number
turn
three.
now?
What's your number three?
It's my
Yeah.
turn. Ray Bradbury. I
Okay.
found Bradbury later in life, not when I was a teenager, which I should. Actually, I knew about him. I knew Bradbury. He was kind of famous because he worked in movies, so that's why I knew about him. But I never read anything by him until I don't know my 30s, probably. Yeah, I think it was recommended by you, I believe, and
Yes.
I really like this book.
Something I did good.
Yes, you recommended one of my favorite authors right now. I haven't read Bradbury for a while, but I read some of his books more than once, so they were very influential, even if I was already an adult. But I like
He's
them
my
very much.
number one. Yeah, he's my number one. So I said it. Yeah.
Okay, number two.
Number two, Vonnegut.
Okay, I'm not going to comment anymore
We
because
already
I've
talked about it. Yes.
much about him.
Well, I would
So
say that he's one of the authors. Let me just say that. I mean, I don't know if I'll read it again, but I read it a lot, and there was a phase when I was feeling not very good or depressed. But whenever I read a Vonnegut book, I feel better about life, and I don't think that's gonna ever happen again. But
yeah,
just for that, I think it also deserves to be on number two.
I'm not even sure why, but I had the same feeling. I don't have any theory about that, but the last time I tried reading Vonnegut, I felt depressed, which is strange. But I mean, it's related to what's happened in the world for the last 10 years. I hope that idiot that commented in the last clip asking me to define woke won't show up again. Uh, if
If
any
I
of this,
can, if they show up, can just say it for me. Go fuck yourselves.
okay, go fuck yourself. I won't
I'm
define
saying
woke,
it.
not because I don't know what woke means, but because I'm not interested in feeding the trolls. Sometimes I am, but not this
What is your
particular.
number two? I'm curious.
My number two is Reverte.
Okay. And what is your number one? Who's missing? Who did I forgot?
You didn't, but you already mentioned him. So Edgar Allan Poe.
Ah,
And
okay.
it's totally out of nostalgia that I put Poe in number one. But he was, in fact, for many years my favorite. But at this point, I probably wouldn't say like number one. But as I said, this list has a different is a different concept than the movie and TV shows list. So it's more I don't know, historically organized, chronologically organized, more than probably. At least number one is definitely chronological. It's probably because the first time I read it was in Portuguese, as I already mentioned. It was a long time ago, so it was probably my first favorite author. Not mentioning the Portuguese authors, of course. This list is for the audience. If I had wrote my actual list, the first two places would be Portuguese authors. So all the others would have go down two places on the list. My actual favorite. Okay, I'm going to mention that anyway. My actual
Of
favorite
course.
author is Essat Queiroz. Uh, the other one probably won't make it to number two, but Dinis Machado or Janis McShade, because he also wrote with an English pseudonym, probably be number three, I think. I believe.
But you wouldn't put Cardoso Pigs in the list anymore.
No, you would be an honorable mentions only. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. No.
I would say that I think Essat Queiroz is probably in the Gutenberg Project translated.
Yes, I think so.
So if people want, they can find him. I mean, there was a famous movie. I think the Mexican version of the Father Amaro, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, not exactly. It's
but it's an adaptation because it's modern. Yes.
It's very different from the original. Probably people know that one, but yeah, that's a modern version in a different place in Mexico, not in Portugal. So it makes it very different from the original. Okay, so we covered our 10 favorite authors and a few honorable mentions. I don't know.
I don't know what we're going to do next.
Let's leave it up to Shadow. If he does another,
yes, it's better.
We'll also do another one. Comic books, I wouldn't do a list. I don't care much about.
Yeah, I don't know enough about comic books to do
Yeah, so let's wait and see what he does next, if he does anything else. And that's it for today. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.
Bye bye.